back! Today we are continuing our walkthrough of Shakespeare, and we're going to talk about a short collection of poems entitled The Passionate Pilgrim. Although it was published during Shakespeare's lifetime with his name on the title page, it mostly isn't his. It was published by a man named William Jaggard in about 1599. And by that point Shakespeare was plenty famous enough that Jaggard was trying to use his name to make a buck. And although it is true that a few of the pieces were Shakespeare's, several of them were clearly other people's. There were several that during Shakespeare's lifetime were clearly identified as belonging to other people. And we know for sure that Jaggard was a bit of a pirate and plagiarist, because he did the same thing later on with Thomas Heywood, publishing some poems that he'd already published of Heywood's and attributing them to Shakespeare. But 5 of the poems within the collection are definitely Shakespeare's. The only problem is, they're Shakespeare poems that are also published in other places. 2 of them were later published along with the rest of Shakespeare's sonnets, in his famous collection of sonnets. The other 3 are pieces lifted out of the play Love's Labour's Lost, a play which I've talked about on here before. Most scholars think that the rest of the poems do not belong to Shakespeare, although there are a few that fall within stylistic possibility, at least according to some scholars. So if there's nothing really new of Shakespeare's here, why even bother looking at it? Well, there are 2 points of interest. Number 1, the copies of the sonnets within this collection are slightly different from the later reprint in 1609. We're not even certain that Shakespeare wanted his sonnet collection published, either in The Passionate Pilgrim or in his collection of sonnets. Both of those may have been done without his permission. But there are slight variations between the 2 sonnets in The Passionate Pilgrim and their repeats in the sonnet collection. It may show minor editing of the poems, or it could just be chalked up to mistakes. The other point of interest are those poems that are not yet attributed to anyone particular. Because some of them could potentially be within the realm of Shakespeare, they're worth looking at, particularly as 3 of the other poems were lifted from Love's Labour Lost. What if some of these unattributed poems belong to the lost play of Shakespeare's, Love's Labour's Won? How cool would that be, that we still have a tidbit of that play remaining? Of course, that's just a minor possibility. In any case, these poems are about love, and sometimes loss and regret. Jaggard may have collected some of them together because they reminded him of the previously published Venus and Adonis. There are several poems about Adonis and his desire not to love within this collection. So that's what I have to say about The Passionate Pilgrim. If you're interested in some of the other works I've talked about, like Love's Labour's Lost or Venus and Adonis, you can click on the links to one of those videos. I also have a video over the publication of Shakespeare and how his works came to the printed page. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. But